contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevenson Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevenson Smith Construction slams expectations.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Copple Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Copple is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Copple Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at copplecars.com.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed. With 10 locations throughout the state, from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everidge. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. All right. It's a game day edition. Nebraska versus our good buddies from Minnesota, whom Jake is rooting for to win the national championship. Isn't that right? Terrible towel, Minnesota Gopher Jake.
I wouldn't mind seeing it in the championship game.
That's despicable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a loaded show for you today. We got a couple of clips. We got a
game tonight to chat about, just a smidge. We need to put final thoughts on the college football playoff talk that we started a little bit yesterday. Okay. Real quick before we do, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Shout out, okay, to Suizo Construction, where safety is not just a policy, ladies and gentlemen, it's a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. Apply today at Suizo.com. 40 years strong in business. Suizo Construction, that's SCHWISOW.com. Also, Hamilton Telecommunications. They are a partner of this pretty awesome show, I think, anyways, Jake, as well. And we're proud to be partnered with them. Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest in quality technology and communication services since 1901. Learn more about the residential and business services at HamiltonTel.com. That's HamiltonTel.com. Couple of quick things right out the gate. This wasn't talked about much, I think, because people feel like Trey Taylor is so committed. And obviously, with everything we heard from Matt Rule on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, but Trey did put this out a day or two ago with everything going on with Coach Rule. Many schools have reached out. I really appreciate the consideration and love, but I'm locked in with the capital Nebraska N with Husker football. Any recruits that may be considering Nebraska, I hope this takes away any concerns to the fan base as well. Go Big Red. This kid seems like he's all in. I'm so excited. I mean, we got to wait like a year or two for him to get here. He's lighting it up as a junior right now, committed to us as a sophomore. I'm so excited to see what he can do the rest of this year, next year, and can't wait for him to get on a campus. All right. A couple of other real quick notes right out the gate. Curt Cignetti, if you didn't know, Indiana agreed to a new 8-year, $92.8 million contract amid Penn State rumors. I'm sure there's no connection between those things, but absolutely there is. 2 years ago, he was making not that this is, bad money, $500,000 a year to coach at James Madison. Now he's making over 11 a year at Indiana, where the Hoosier Daddies are all of a sudden really good at football. What do you think of that real quick, Jake?
That's quite a bit more money. I'll say that. But I mean, it's been incredible, a ride for them. Great for Indiana at least to lock him up, or at least feel like they do. I think the buyout, it jumped up quite a bit there for him as well. It's interesting because I was talking with Austin about it too, and I wanted to get your thoughts. Would you? Because I'm always one of those guys that I love Frank Beamer, love Bill Snyder, guys that were able to build programs. But I always wondered what it would look like if they coached at Texas or Florida or Penn State in this case. Do you think it's better for college football Cignetti stays in Indiana, or do you think it would have been better to see what he could do at a powerhouse?
So real quick, the guy I always wondered about was Mike Leach.
Oh, yeah.
Look at what he did, with all due respect to Lubbock, Texas. And this was pre-billion-dollar donor, Texas Tech. I'm sorry, you got Michael Crabtree, record-setting quarterbacks because of the scheme. Name me some other guys from Texas Tech. They have good football players, but it's not a destination spot. We'll get to that in a minute. Then you go to Pullman, Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been to Pullman. I'm just going to be honest. There's not much to do there but drink. I'm just going to be honest with you. There ain't much to do there but drink. Hydration. Okay? Then you go to Starkville, Mississippi. You want to downgrade from Pullman, go to Starkville. My D-line coach from the Rams eventually went to Starkville. So and actually my D-line coach at Nebraska, Coach Blake, came from Mississippi. He was there before he went to Oklahoma, was the head coach. I don't know the whole circle with Coach Blake, but with Coach Baker, my D-line coach at the Rams, I know he went to Starkville. Trust me. If it's possible to downgrade from Pullman, with all due respect to all the lovely people who live in these wonderful areas, that would be the potential downgrade. Outside of going to the Mojave Desert or something like that. With all due respect to the Mojave Desert, I'm throwing out insults. But as long as I say with all due respect, you can say whatever you want. Isn't that how the English language works, Jake?
That's right. I don't think anybody's offended at all.
There you go. Hey, if you're in the Mojave Desert listening to us, that'd be awesome. But all right, the top 6 highest paid coaches in the Big Ten. Number 1, Ryan Day, $12.6 million a year. Curt Cignetti, number 2, $11.6. Lincoln Riley, 11.5. Dan Lanning, 10.4. Matthew Rule making 8. You ever heard him called Matthew before?
I think that might be the first time.
Neither have I. Matthew Rule making 8.5. He's in Minnesota, so he won't hear me, so I can, with all due respect, say whatever I want, right? Is that how that goes? Win the game tonight. All right, $8.5 million. Brett Bielema, did you know he was $8.2 million a year at Illinois?
Oh, good for him. I wonder if that was part of after last year. I wonder if he got an extension.
I don't know. I wasn't on the Brett Bielema, coaching search trail bandwagon following thing, whatever you want to call it. So just a reminder, the last time Nebraska until tonight is complete around 10:30 Central. Maybe this will change. Hopefully this will change. This will probably change. The Huskers haven't defeated the Gophers since 2018 on October 20th of that year when they beat them 52-28. And the last time they beat them in Minneapolis was a mollywhopping we talked about yesterday in the all-whites. Time to repeat that performance. I mentioned this yesterday, but I'm going to mention it again. Top 10 scoring teams in the Power 4. Tennessee, Texas Tech, USC, Indiana, Florida State, Vanderbilt, Virginia, Oregon, Missouri, and Nebraska is number 10 amongst all Power 4 teams at 41 points per game. All right, a couple other things real quick. All right. Here's the quote from the Pat McAfee show. I was going to play the clip, but I think everybody's heard it. So this is quicker. Here's what Rule said. And I quote, Nebraska's a destination job and should be a national bully. That should be a beast. I think we're on the way to doing that, end quote. And basically he went on to say, we're the youngest team in the Big Ten. I think someone else has pointed that out recently. Hey, but he used unbridled honesty, right, Jake?
That's
all
right.
that matters. All right. I'm just saying, shoot me a text. Give me some cred somewhere. I digress. The point is, youngest team in the Big Ten. Think of how good we can be next year. Not that he's looking ahead to next year, but Nebraska is a destination spot. It should be a national bully. They're on their way to doing it. And Lincoln, Nebraska is a great place with 300,000 people where you can do anything you want. All correct. Now, as far as being how good we're going to be next year and projecting to the future, I don't know, but the future looks bright as long as we bring people back, which is what Ohio State did last year, which is what Michigan did 2 years ago. You sign some people here or there. Let's be real. We don't bat that high when it comes to a high batting average in transfer portal signees. So why don't we just retain the guys that are young and we already know we're good on our roster? I think if we did that alone, we would exponentially be better next year. And we're not doing half bad to this point this year. Here was something else that I saw. Being a college football coach is too funny. Win 2 more games than expected and someone poaches you for $50 million and fans hate you. Win 2 fewer games than expected and you're fired and your fans hate you. You got to thread the needle just right. I feel like there's a lot of truth in there. For some reason, James Franklin was on the picture of this that I'm reading right now. Don't know why that might be. All right. I got a lot on the docket for today, so I'm trying to go quickly. Obviously, we're going to get to Nebraska. And the question I'm going to pose to people, I think most people feel like Nebraska is going to win. It's not a given, to be clear. I literally just did an interview, Doug and Daddy show. I said, in reality, we should be a double-digit favorite. We could easily win by 14 to 17 points, and I'm not 1,000% sure we're going to score 1 more point than the other guys. Like, that's how I feel about this game. But in the headline of the show, we put Nebraska is going to beat Minnesota by double digits, ? So we're going to ask the fine folks out there. Text in. What's that number, Jake?
402-464-5685.
Now, obviously, if you have Nebraska losing, then the answer to the question is no. But if you have Nebraska winning, do you think Nebraska will win by double digits? Because here's how I feel. I feel like we are better than them by about 14 points. That's how I feel. Yet, Minnesota got dominated by Purdue. About halfway through the fourth quarter, Purdue had over 400 yards of offense. Minnesota had about 200. Got doubled up in the total yardage, yet somehow Minnesota came back and won. Rutgers significantly outgained Minnesota, yet somehow Minnesota won. Minnesota had 7 sacks in that game, by the way. I'm letting that set out in the universe for no apparent or real reason, just because. Here's the deal. We should beat Minnesota. We should beat them by 2 touchdowns. Will we win, and will we win by double digits? That's the question, because this is a team that just PJ flex all over the place. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good, and it gets my point across. They just PJ fleck here, and they PJ fleck there, and they PJ fleck everywhere, and somehow they win football games. They've done it for years. He had 1 year there where they were a 10-win team in top 10. They played Auburn in the bowl game. Oh, I want to say they won? I'm pretty sure they won. It was about his 2nd or 3rd year at Minnesota. They finished top 10, and they had like 11 wins. I could be wrong on if they beat Auburn in the bowl game, but they were top 10 playing a really good Auburn team back when New Year's Day bowl games were like creme de la creme things. I can't remember if they won or lost. I remember watching it in my basement and just being stunned that in Minnesota was so good that particular year. Outside of that, they kind of PJ fleck things, which means they exceed expectations somehow. And they annoy people in the process while they just win more football games than they should every year. And that's what makes me nervous about tonight, even though I could absolutely see us just running away with the thing. The one thing I don't foresee is us getting, like, blown out. I don't foresee that. If that happens, I have no words. So that's the one. I could see us losing close, winning close, and blowing them out. I don't foresee them blowing us out. All right, when we start to get responses, let me know there, Jake. All right, a couple of other things real quick here. Rule had some other things to say in his press conferences, which we've not talked about a ton this week outside of the whole, Penn State Rule connection. But here's what he had to say about the actual game tonight. We're ready to play. Should be a great night. All right. They play with a ton of crowd noise during practices to get ready for the game and what they anticipate the atmosphere to be like tonight. And they practice using the silent count. So just a little tip. I don't know why. I mean, I'll tell you right now, as a big, fat, ugly defensive lineman who want to get sacks have picked up on this. I don't know why more people don't pick up on it. When a road team uses the silent count, watch one of the guards, typically the left guard. He's going to be looking back at the quarterback. The quarterback's going to give him some sort of signal, usually a flick of the hands or something. The guard's going to look at the center, tap him on the thigh. There'll be a count of one, and then they snap it. Okay, that's what happens like 90% of the time. I'm not like breaking news here. This has been going on for decades. I don't know why more people don't take advantage of this, especially if you're an opposing defensive lineman. So I'm curious when they say we're using the silent count, if that's what we end up doing. Because I always anticipated a silent count being the center could snap at any point in time. You just got to be ready. But that is not how offenses typically do it. Very excited for Emmett. Believes he will be a team captain next year. I'm just going to throw it out there. Hate me for it if you want. Got to make sure he comes back. But if he's back, he'll be a team captain. They're going to do a walkthrough at Emmett's old high school. That's pretty cool. I think we mentioned that yesterday. We will need Emmett to play his best. The team is also embracing some of the pressure in regards to being 5-1. I got to be honest. I wouldn't worry about being 5-1. I'd worry about being 1-0 tonight on Friday night. All right, Minnesota's quarterback is a big-time arm. So Minnesota does not run the ball well. They do not stop the run well. Their defense is the strength of their team, but they're in the bottom quarter, not bottom half. They're in the bottom quarter of almost every offensive statistical category except for passing. They've upgraded to the bottom half of the Big Ten in that. So if they do something relatively decent on offense, it is throw the ball. And they play decent defense, not great, but decent. Enough that it can make you nervous if you're a Husker fan. All right. He does say that Minnesota disguises their coverages really, really well. And their defense is a little bit better than their offense, and their pass defense is a little bit better than their run defense. Talking about Minnesota, they do disguise their coverages really well. Rule says we need to stop the run and force them to pass, which, if you consider the passing offense the strength of their offense, you'd be like, why would that be the case? It's the same thing Nebraska did to Florida in the 96 Fiesta Bowl for the 95 national title. They made them so one-dimensional, they couldn't even think about running, and then you could just tee off. So I think that's kind of what he's alluding to. Let's make them one-dimensional so we know what they're doing, which makes them easier to defend. Need to assume that every team is going to be at 100%. You can't overlook any ups or downs. Minnesota always plays us at about 115%, and then they save that 85% usually for their next opponent. So I look forward to that. All right, Jake, your thoughts on this. Now, Hartzog is out. Pritchett is 100%. Says he'd let his kids play for PJ Fleck. He builds players for life after football. So it's a two-part thing I need a response from. Would you let your kid? Oh, you would, because you want him in the national title game. Never mind. I was going to say, would you let your kids play for PJ Fleck?
Absolutely. He's rowing the boat right now.
Put a hole in that stupid boat. All right. Fine. Got the answer there. We'll keep that quick and easy. Put your stupid towel away. All right. He says he's happy with our defensive front. Response to that?
Well, they bounced back, I think, with the game against Maryland. It wasn't too bad. And I think all along too, he's more complimentary. We talked about this before. He's more complimentary of things that maybe are going wrong, and then kind of jumping down on things that are going right.
Mm-hmm.
It's about improvement here. I think if you're looking for improvement, it's been there. We'll see tonight. I mean, Minnesota ran for 30 yards their last game out. If Nebraska can hold them there, Obviously you would feel good about their chances of winning that game, but it still blows my mind away. They got 30 yards rushing. They gave up 257 or whatever it was, and they won the game. So it's not going to be the be all end all for this game. But I think, especially, Williams Nwaneri's been getting a little bit more national attention. He's been getting pressures the last couple of weeks. Deshaun McCullough, obviously, pretty good if you want to include him on the front there at being a disruptor. So I think it's getting similar to the offensive line to a degree. The offensive line, I think, especially last week, took a step forward. I think it's getting better. And so, whatever language you want to use to describe that, and he feels pretty confident about it.
I think you nailed it. You want to roll one of those two clips and surprise me with which one it is?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a second here.
No, you have to be ready at all times. I just throw things at Jake. Like, I don't even warn him when I'm going to commercial break. I'm just like, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And he's always ready every time. It's very impressive. Are you ready? I bought you some time there.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. All right, let's start with
we're a well-oiled machine. Surprise me, Jake.
I was going to say this could go two different ways. We've got two clips today. Let's start with this rule to Penn State thought here.
Okay.
I thought that this was a great answer. I think that Matt Rule is a genuine person, and I think that it's almost it is refreshing to hear somebody at least acknowledge why people are connecting you to that place.
Yeah.
So, and I also agree with him about Nebraska. If he does what James Franklin did at Nebraska, he's a hero. If he goes to Penn State and does what James Franklin did, he's fired.
Correct.
So, if
he does what Matt Rule's done at Nebraska at Penn State, he's fired.
Yeah. So, there is a difference there, and obviously, coaches, want to compete at the highest level, but I actually believe that Nebraska could have a similar ceiling in today's game as Penn State does without all the added pressure of, doing it.
Yeah, the runway is longer at Nebraska than it is at Penn State right now.
And things are going well.
They're going very well. I mean,
the
win against Maryland was huge for them.
So just so you know, that's On Threes. Andy Staples and Ari Wasserman. If you don't know, they squashed their beef with Matt Rules and they're besties now.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I kind of threw that out there. I was going to see what you said. No, I'm just kidding. I thought this was interesting. They made several good points. Now, just so everyone is aware, it's been reported that Rule's been in touch with all the recruits. He's let them know that he is fully committed to Nebraska. I will say this. I've said all week. My gut says he's going to stay. I did make a point yesterday of what he said before he ultimately went to Carolina from Baylor. Okay. I did make a point also that if he ever gets an offer, maybe he doesn't, I don't know. But if he does, and he's got that offer from his alma mater right in front of him, I think we do have to acknowledge that the reevaluation process or the evaluation process for him, stay versus go, would have to begin again based on what's on that paper. I'm just saying, I think at the end of whatever does or doesn't happen, my gut says he'll still be here, but it's not 100% lock. But if you listen to what he said, he's committed to Nebraska. He's everywhere he's ever gone, he's built up a team, and then when they got good, he per se got a promotion. My word, not his. But he wants to see what happens when a team gets built up, and he used the word culture specifically, but he's talking about wins and losses too, and then what happens when they try to go to the next level. And that's what I want to see too. As far as what they had to say, they nailed it. They nailed it. Matt Rule has much more runway here. He has much more leeway here, which is just crazy because this used to be the place that fired 9 and 10 win coaches. Now we're the place where you're lauded and applauded, and thank you very much. Penn State now has the 9-10 win curse. By the way, the more I think about, if I'm a coach and I look at the Penn State job, I'm like, if I don't have you guys in the national title game in 1 or 2 years, I'm fired. How appealing is that really? So here's how I look at it, and then we'll move on because nobody cares about Penn State right now. But for 30 seconds, if I'm a single bachelor and I'm offered millions of dollars to go to Penn State, I'm probably going to say yes. But if I'm married and if I have kids, do I want to uproot them and then most likely uproot them again and then have to change schools, change friends, start all the way over? If you're a family man, that job is completely, I'm not dissing Penn State. It's a phenomenal program. One of the top 10 in the country. In fact, Jake and I rated it number 9, right behind Nebraska at 8. Remember that, Jake?
That's right.
What I'm saying is Coach Rule said, I'm not a cyborg in his press conference on Monday. That's not been talked about enough. I think people view coaches and players too often as cyborgs. They're not. If you're a single man, you're a bachelor, or you're not married, or you don't have kids, it's much easier to take that job because if you get fired, it's much easier to move on with your life and uproot yourself versus your entire family, wife, kids, and everything around you. So to me, if I'm a potential coach, I'm looking at that and I'm like, Now, if I'm a bachelor, I'm like, how much moolah you got? Give me the moolah. You paid him $50 to go away. How about you give me $100 just to walk in the door? Then I'll do it without hesitation. I don't know if those are actual conversations. Probably not word for word, but you get my point. All right. What they said, I think they nailed it. Matt Rule's in a great spot. Matt Rule's got this team rolling. What can he do now? What can they build towards the future? Because what is successful here will get you fired there. And that's home for him. And then he can't go home if that's what happens. Plus, he's got a wife. Plus, he's got kids, etc. Any other thoughts on that, Jake?
No, I was thinking it's interesting yesterday, you had the Penn State insider on, and he brought up a very good point too, was that, it's going to be tough to tell what the expectations are. You said like win a title within the first couple years, but as he was pointing out, this was the year. This was the year they brought everybody back. Next year is kind of going to be a reset. They're probably not going to be, even if they won the title this year, a lot of those guys were going to go pro. They were going to have to do it with different guys. So the amount of pressure that's going to be on Penn State, I think some people would think, well, at least you're inheriting a program that's championship ready. Maybe not so much the case.
So that is a fair point. So part of the reason Franklin got fired was he had always won 9 to 10 games. Now all of us, and he'd always beaten the teams he was supposed to. He just couldn't get over the hump. Now all of a sudden you're losing to teams you're supposed to beat with the best roster you've ever had. He's won a Big Ten title there. He's beaten Ohio State once there. This roster was the best roster he's ever had. It's the most talented combined with the most experienced. His 2 running backs, 3-year starters. Co-3-year starters. His quarterback, 3-year starter. The offensive line was the favorite in the preseason to win the Joe Moorhead Award for the top offensive line in the country. The defense, you just brought in Andy Kotelnicki from the Ohio State University national champions, and you made him the highest paid D coordinator in the country. Can't throw the ball to wide receivers. You brought in some wide receivers. And then this happens. And that's why he was let go. Whether people like it or not, justify it or not. All right. Anything else from that clip?
No.
Okay. When we come back, and at the end of the show, we'll do our college football predictions. We'll go our official score predictions for Nebraska versus Minnesota. Real quick, text line. People got us winning by double digits. People got us winning. People got us losing. Anybody got us losing by double digits?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. Bill and Bennett says 31-17 Huskers, 0739 3510. Too much Emmett. Trying to look through some of these other.
What?
6169.
Too much Emmett.
Too much Emmett. 30-20.
No. Give him the ball more. 3rd and short, 4th and short, red zone. It'll solve our red zone issues. Sorry, go ahead.
I think that's what he's saying. Is there's too much Emmett from Minnesota is what he's trying to say.
Oh, well then I take it all back. You're right.
Thomas and Lincoln trying to buy himself some points here. Says I'm expecting about 32-35 for Nebraska and 17 for Minnesota.
You're not allowed to be that vague. You have to be specific.
I like that. Score predictions where you give yourself a little bit of room.
All right, we're going to score somewhere between 30 and 45. They're going to score somewhere between 20 and 35. That's my prediction.
You're a genius if it comes true.
All right, anything else? Okay. So when we come back, we got one more clip. Ooh, it's Curt Cignetti. I was like, I don't even remember what it is. It's Curt Cignetti calling out the bias, right? The SEC bias in the media and the Big Ten bias at Fox, because it's the ESPN SEC network, and there's Big Ten bias at Fox, and he does it right to Joel Klatt. Now, I like Joel Klatt. Joel doesn't even acknowledge it and just tries to move on. But it's Curt Cignetti. That's really all you need to know. It's Curt freaking Cignetti. Oh, by the way, Tom tweeted yesterday, our Penn State insider. He's like, we're going to have a steel cage match, me and Adam. The winner, Matt Rule's the coach of their alma mater. And I threw out, let's make this even more interesting. And even though Curt Cignetti's definitely stayed in Indiana, let's make him the special guest referee. Just involving Curt Cignetti makes anything more interesting. All right, so we got Cignetti's clip. Then is Dylan Raiola underrated? Is he underrated? Is he undervalued? However you want to look at it. And then we'll give our picks in the last segment to end the show. Jake is ready. He's ready right now to go to commercial. Like he's just sitting there waiting. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a 1-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Cobble Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Cobble is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Cobble Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at copplecars.com.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Boxing is back this Saturday with Brawloween at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Cody Kerr among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com, where you can live stream this event as well. Nebraska football plays on Friday, so Saturday is open for you to attend or watch. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, October 18th. It's Brawloween at the Complex, located at 1555 Yolanda Avenue.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Days. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th, when every red tag machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof, with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Adam Carriker Show. It is a game day edition of the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. All right, as a former Husker and NFL player, I'm a bit of a health nut. Hydration and recovery start at home. Team up with Culligan of Lincoln. Soft water means better showers, cleaner dishes, and it protects your water heater and appliances. Their high-efficiency softener cuts salt and water usage. For drinking, add a Culligan reverse osmosis, bottled quality water right at your tap. Great taste, and it's certified to reduce tough contaminants like lead and PFAs. Right now, get up to $300 off a whole home system, or just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Schedule your free water test at CulliganHuskers.com. That's CulliganHuskers.com. Culligan of Lincoln. Water you love. Go Big Red and beat Minnesota. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Dylan RAIOLA. Let me see here. I know I said that and then I paused like I had some big effect. No, I'm trying to find my notes. That's on me. So ignore the awkward pause, but here we go. Is he a little bit underrated, a little bit undervalued? He doesn't run. He holds on to the ball too long. He threw 3 interceptions. Led us on a game-winning drive. Completed 80% of the passes. Threw for 72 yards. And a game-winning touchdown pass. But, let's focus on the 3 INTs, because that's what matters. In fairness, that's a small handful of folks who have done that. They just tend to be vocal sometimes. So if you support a player, don't be afraid to also be vocal in support of that player. So let's do a quick quarterback comparison tonight. Again, what Minnesota probably does best on, not probably, they're horrible at running the ball. Would you say they had 30 yards rushing last game?
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord. All right. They passed the ball best on offense. That being said, we're one of the top 5 best passing offenses in America, top 30 overall offense in the country, top 10 scoring offense amongst Power 4 teams. Dylan RAIOLA's passed for 1,591 yards so far this year. Minnesota's quarterback, Drake, has passed for 1,284. Dylan has 16 TDs. Drake has 9. Dylan has 5 interceptions. Drake has 3. So Dylan is a little better than 3-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Minnesota's quarterback is exactly 3-1. Dylan's QBR is 68.4. Drake's QBR is 58.1. Just starting to look at other things. Power ranking the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. You got Fernando Mendoza, Julian Sand. All right, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. But Dylan's at number 9. He's in the top 9 here. He's in the conversation. If he starts to take care of the ball a little bit more, and 4 touchdowns to 0 interceptions in the fourth quarter, that's what matters the most. I'm not saying he's Brett Favre. Did anybody care that Brett Favre threw about 4 billion interceptions? No, because he's Brett freaking Favre. Now, there's other things you might not be so crazy about when it comes to football. Do you know Babe Ruth led the Major League Baseball in strikeouts just about every year? Do you ever hear anybody else talk about that except for me? I brought it up twice now. He's still my favorite baseball player of all time. And to me, he's still the greatest. When you're hitting more home runs by yourself than entire teams were hitting at that point in time, that's pretty impressive. And he pitched and was pretty good for a while. But everyone talks about the home runs, the great Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT, everything else. Babe Ruth, all right? Let's see what else we got here. Big Ten passing leaders, Fernando Mendoza. Do you think he'll be the number 1 overall pick in the draft, Indiana's quarterback?
Oh, he's up there.
All right, Dylan Raiola, Big Ten passing leaders as far as touchdowns, I should say. Yes, 17. Dylan is 16. By the way, guys that are in conversations for the Heisman right now, Dante Moore, 15. Julian Sain, 15. Then there's Luke Altmaier and Jaden Maeva, who a lot of USC fans think is better than Caleb Williams within, all right, the USC offense because he actually plays within the offense. So they're very happy with Jaden Maeva out there. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I've got this. I said this again because I'm starting to love the potential opponents we might have in the postseason. A&M, according to Josh Pate, college football playoff prediction. And the bowl projection, remember from earlier this week, I said it was Texas?
Yeah.
Dude, whoever we play, it's going to be fun. It's going to be none of those teams because it's going to be UCF. I'm just saying. It's not going to be UCF. All right. Is Dylan Raiola underrated, undervalued, a little bit, a lot of it, or not at all? What say you? What says the text line?
Looking through the text line here, we'll need to see more of your response. As far as my take on it, I wouldn't say. I think he's probably pretty valued about where he should be right now. Now I agree with you. There might be some more criticism over this past game because he had 3 interceptions there. But again, there was the one that got caught in the wind. That one obviously you got to get to the sideline. Another one was on a comeback route. A guy jumped the route. I mean, they were doing a lot of these short passing plays, and that can kind of happen. So I don't want to blame that on the offensive line, but they're doing these short passing plays because the offensive line can't hold up pass protection for as long. So, and then the other one seemed like a miscommunication, and that happens a lot. And, that's
the one with Cortez or the one with Ja'Cory?
The one, to me, it looked like the one with Cortez.
That's what I thought. Okay, Go ahead. Sorry.
And that happens a lot. And of course, the blame goes on the quarterback there. But I think he's probably appropriately, when you put him in the top 10 and Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year, that sort of thing, I think that's appropriate. And he's on pace, obviously, to shatter Nebraska's single season passing touchdown record, which is 26 by Zach Taylor. It's so I don't see a big problem with it. I know earlier in the year there was calls maybe he was a little bit underrated, but now I think it's probably about where it needs to be. I think nationally, I'd just like to see more of the talk move from, hey, he's a good player instead of he's doing Patrick Mahomes stuff.
That's fair. I think it depends on who you talk to. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of people in the middle from what I've noticed. That's either true. He's really, really good or this guy sucks. Give us Latif. Like, is there no middle ground? Because that's where I fall. I think Dylan is a well above average quarterback. I don't think he's elite. My favorite part about him right now is he just might be becoming clutch. And if that is indeed the case, had you said, hey, Adam, I'm going to use one word to describe Dylan Raiola's sophomore season, like in August, before we ever played a game. Camp starts. Adam, when December or January rolls around, I'm going to use one word to describe Dylan Raiola's sophomore season, and it's not going to be elite. I would have said, what is it? And if you said it's going to be clutch, I would have said, I'll take it without hesitation. I've said going into year 3, the expectations jump up. Then we can start using the E word or very, very good or top in the Big Ten or amongst the best in the country. For right now, if you want to use this C word, clutch, then I'm happy. Because he's a good quarterback with a lot of room to grow, a lot of things he needs to improve on, an insanely high ceiling that I hope we get close to sooner rather than later. And if it starts next year, that's cool. And in the meantime, let's stay really good and let's stay clutch and let's stay the leader of this team. And I'm happy with that. You got any final thoughts before we move on or the text line?
Yeah. Jared Baum says, I'll take clutch. Gus Mohawk says, nationally, he doesn't get the hype he should. Locally, I think you're just about right. But personally, I think the sky's the limit with Dylan, especially if his weapons stick around. Would love for Carter Nelson to be a staple in this offense. There's also a shout out for Luke Lindenmeyer. So people are looking for some of the other weapons to maybe jump up. 6169 says, love Raiola, but he needs to extend plays with his feet. Bill and Bennett says undervalued. And that's all we got for now.
You know, we have 19 different pass catchers that have caught a pass this year, and 14 different guys have a catch of 20 yards or more. Talk about dispersing the ball all over the place. All right, we should revisit the CFP talk from yesterday. We put it in the headline, talked about it for 5 minutes, and then that's all we had time for. We still haven't gotten to the Signetti clip. We'll lead off the next segment with that, then we'll do our picks. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
So let's wrap up this one with, because Josh Pate still, much to my surprise, has Nebraska in his college football playoff bracket. He has us as the 11th seed. I forget who he had as the 12th seed. It was the G5 team. Whoever he has as the G5 team. He doesn't really care about G5 teams. He thinks they should go off and do their own, like, division bracket, whatever. He wants Power 4 teams over here, G5 over here. Topic for another day. But in order to be a college football playoff team, if we win out, we don't play USC. They may be top 10. If they go into Notre Dame, I think they're almost a double-digit dog in Notre Dame. They might win, though. By the way, that game's going to be very important to Husker fans. And I'm going to circle back to that in a second. Outside of USC, we're not going to play a ranked team probably the rest of the year. We also don't play a gimme game. All of a sudden, Northwestern's not a gimme. They're 4-2, 2-1 in the Big Ten. UCLA all of a sudden looks like they're like molly-whopping teams. Like, what the heck is this? You look at Iowa, you look at Minnesota, Penn State. I mean, they're still a top 5 talent roster and maybe a top 50 team. Which one shows up on any given Saturday? Do they tank the rest of the year, or do they have a resurgence like UCLA under Baby Neuheisel? Like, what happens? There's so much unpredictability. It's part of what I love. If we went out and go 11-1, we're in. If we go 9-3, we're out, but I would still be jumping for joy because that's an actual year 3 Matt Rule jump that we've talked about. It's the 10-2. If we're 10-2, let's say we lose to, I don't know, whoever. I'm not going to say Minnesota, and I'm not going to say Iowa, just out of pure stubbornness. Nor am I going to say that it's Northwestern and UCLA, because that would knock us out. It'd have to be Penn State or USC. Because Penn State, people would still view as, a team that can pop off and beat somebody potentially. Just not consistently, obviously. So let's say it's one of those two teams. We're 10-2. What's immediately going to happen is we're going to be at the bottom of the 10-2 teams. Why? Because of our schedule, and rightfully so. That's where we should be. The question is, do we still get in at 10-2? We absolutely can. The issue is I don't think there's going to be as many 10-2 teams this year as there were in the past, last year. There's going to be 9-3 SEC teams that are going to look at us and say, hey, they haven't been good for like 20 years, which is not true. Okay. But that's what they're going to say. And they played nobody, which is not entirely true. We played some teams, but not a mollywhopper of a schedule. And they're going to say we should be in over them. Now, let's just say we get the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say we do. First of all, people are going to want us in. We're going to bring ratings. It's a business. Like, don't pretend it ain't the ESPN SEC network, all right, and the Fox Big Ten station. Like, look, come on now. They're going to want us in. So then it becomes, what other 10-2 teams? I'm going to come back to Notre Dame, USC. Because right now, Notre Dame would be another 10-2 team that did not play a tough schedule if they went out. We need USC to win this weekend. Because if Notre Dame has a third loss, I don't care if they're 9-3, they're not getting in. They're out. That creates another spot for us. It's another spot. If USC loses this weekend and Notre Dame's in, that's one less spot. Do we get the benefit of the doubt over a team whose 2 losses are to 2 top 5 teams by a combined 4 points? I don't know. There are 2 losses to Miami and A&M, 2 top 5 teams right now. 2 teams that are probably going to make their conference championships, if not win them, especially Miami. They might get the benefit of the doubt. But if they lose, they're out. That's another spot for us. Conversely, if USC wins, they eliminate Notre Dame, we play USC at home, at night, probably. The blackout game, the alternate uniform game. We control our own destiny. We're not depending on pollsters to put us in, or the committee, Troy Dannon, which you're now on, to put us in. He has to step out of the room when they talk about Nebraska, though, right? Isn't that the rule?
I think so.
That's not what UNC's president did during the NCAA when they select those teams. Anyways, I digress. North Carolina, not Northern Colorado. Where I came from, UNC meant Northern Colorado for a while. My point is simply this. We need USC to win this weekend to knock Notre Dame out, create another spot. and then we play USC. We control our own destiny. Now, if we go 10-2, we very well might get in. We go 11-1, we're absolutely in. We go 9-3, we're absolutely out. Can you imagine if we got in the CFP this year? Do you think there's another 10-2 team that we would get in over that you can imagine realistically, Jake? Like not G5, like Power 4, 10-2, just due to our schedule not being that tough.
I mean, maybe somebody from the ACC or the Big 12, but it's hard to imagine SEC. I mean, as I look at last year's, so like Miami was 10-2 and they didn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State and Tennessee were 10-2 and they did get in. So that's, Big 10 SEC. But Nebraska, obviously, like you said, doesn't have that schedule. I think Iowa State was 10-2 and didn't get in last year. So
they got killed in their championship.
That's right.
Game.
So they got killed. That's right. Yeah.
So pretty much, we need Notre Dame to lose. Like, I'm not saying that's the be-all, end-all. I'm just saying it creates another opening for Nebraska to get in. I'm still not basing this season off of success, off of whether we're in the playoff or not. I'm just saying it's still out there. Like, whoa. And I put it in the headline yesterday. We didn't get to it, so we need to talk about it. But my point is root for USC, and you never know what can happen. But we got to start by beating Minnesota tonight. And we're not going to get a whole lot of benefit of the doubt just due to our strength of schedule. But if we are 10-2 versus another, like a Big 12 team, that's a good point. Or ACC. What if it was Florida State? Ooh, I'm just saying.
Or what if it's Cincinnati?
Oh, what if they got in over us?
They're ranked above us.
I could see that. Oh, I was having such a good day. Bad news box strikes again. About knocked over my soda. About destroyed that mic too. Dude, there's so much drama to happen. All right, let's talk about college football. Oh, by the way, after everything I just said, Notre Dame has a 48% chance of winning its remaining games because they play an easy schedule after USC. The highest of any team in the FBS, by the way. All right, when we come back, Nebraska, Minnesota. Jake's got a bunch of college football playoff games. We're going to rifle through and predict, and Kurt Signetti just for fun. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Boxing is back this Saturday with Brawloween at the Complex. The Midwest's best professional boxers will display their best performances with hometown favorites Clyde Godzilla Johnson and Cody Kerr among the boxers. Get your tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com where you can live stream this event as well. Nebraska football plays on Friday, so Saturday is open for you to attend or watch. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. this Saturday, October 18th. It's Brawloween at the Complex, located at 1555 Yolanda Avenue. Bonsall Pool & Spa's annual Spooktacular sale is here. Now through November 1st, get an extra $1,000 off hot tubs at an already low sale price and get $500 off the already low sale prices on infrared and traditional saunas. All hot tub water care products and accessories are also for sale for the Spooktacular sale, now through November 1st at Bonsall Pool & Spa at 33rd and Highway 2. Call for more info at 402-488-0148 or visit bonsallpool.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Imagine hitting rewind on your life 10, even 20 years. With testosterone therapy from Limitless Male, you can turn back the aging clock and get your edge, energy, and confidence back. If you've lost your drive, sleep deprived, muscle loss, belly fat, irritable, you're not the guy you once were. Get your T levels checked at Limitless Male. More and more men are realizing hormone replacement can turn back the clock. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. All right. It's still the noon hour, technically. You know what that means? It means it's lunchtime. The lunch hour of the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7. The Ticket is sponsored by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue. Now with two numero dos locations at 11th and Cornhusker and 61st and Apples Way, right off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try the burnt-end sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, full slab of ribs, half-smoked chicken, and much, much more, plus incredible sides. Get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker and 61st and Apples Way, just off of Highway 2, right by Lowe's. All right. Couple of quick addendums. Jake pointed out to me that I messed up. Bad news box strikes again, but he is correct. It is the Joe Moore Award, not Joe Moorhead. Moorhead is the coach of Akron.
That's correct.
What was my other mistake? Oh, Florida State has 2 losses, not 3, so it wouldn't be us versus them head-to-head. And if it wasn't they got in over us, we would riot.
They have 3 losses, yeah.
3 losses. What'd I say?
2.
Dang it. 3. All right. Georgia Tech. We should talk more about the ACC from time to time, because I would have said Georgia. Now it just sounds like I'm riding the bandwagon. I would have said Georgia Tech was getting in the playoff before the season. I really didn't know how good Miami was going to be or Florida State, but I actually like Georgia Tech and Clemson. So, I'm telling the truth about Clemson because they're awful. And, well, I brought them up again. But Georgia Tech's undefeated, so they might get in from the SEC as well. All right, let's roll that brief Kurt Cignetti clip just for fun. Here we go.
Let's face it, college athletics, and let's face it, college athletics, college football has really changed a lot, in the last 5, 10, 15 years. And there's a division. There's no doubt about it in the media. And a lot of it's tied into whatever TV network is covering which conference. And then you're going to have sports writers that support those schools and are against the other schools. So there is definitely a great divide.
So if you watch the clip, he's being interviewed by Joel Klatt, and Joel immediately looks away, looks down, comes right back, and then changes the topic completely. Joel did not want to address it. Who works for Fox, by the way. But Joel does a great job. He does a phenomenal job, to be clear. But you're telling me that the ESPN SEC network might have a little bias? No. By the way, I will readily admit my Nebraska bias. I want Nebraska to win. I root for Nebraska. I don't really have to explain the reasons why, I don't think. But that's also part of the reason why I believe in doing what's best for the program. And if you're just a constant bobblehead nodding yes man, you're not doing what's best. There has to be a level of accountability, which is why I always support the program. I root for the team. I'm always going to err towards positivity. But at the end of the day, if things need to be improved, they're not going to get improved if nobody points them out. So accountability has to be held as well. Let's do our picks. Rumor innuendo is that I'm killing you in the picks, up by 50.
I think we're tied.
What? I was up by 1 on Monday.
Are we up by 1 last time?
Oh, wow. I want to
No, you
recount.
are up by 1. You are up 1.
Russia scandal strikes at the ticket. What's going on?
All right, let's start with LSU Vandy. Vandy is favored in this one. These are 2 ranked teams, so it should be a good game. Let's see where to have it. Number 10 LSU at number 17 Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt favored by 1.5. Just
remember, I never have any idea which games he's going to pick. Who's the home team? Now, I know college football, like at least to a degree. I'm not like some overarching, czar or anything, but I watch it a lot. That doesn't mean I'm always prepared for these picks. Who's the home team?
Vandy is.
Okay, I'll take Vandy.
All right. I took Vandy against Bama, and they let me down, so I'm going with LSU. I'm going back to LSU.
Go Vols.
Big
wait a minute. That's the other Tennessee team. Go Vandy.
Right.
Commodores. Go Commodores.
Let's go with number 5, Ole Miss at number 9, Georgia. Bulldogs favored by 7.5.
Dude, I watched this game last year. Ole Miss embarrassed Georgia. This is a revenge game. Lane Kiffin called Kirby Smart everything but fat, and the Bulldogs are going to get revenge. Bulldogs.
There you go. We're going to be opposites on this one, too. I'm going with Ole Miss to get that win.
I'm getting some separation on you this week. Here we go.
How about number 11, Tennessee at number 6, Alabama. Alabama favored by 9.5.
Yeah, so Tennessee is like 120th in the country when it comes to explosive plays allowed in the pass game. And Ty Simpson's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Alabama is a top 15 pass offense. I'm not saying Bama's going to roll. I think they're like 9.5 point favorites. I think this is going to be a game you want to watch. It's going to be a lot of points. I'm just going to say that Alabama scores at least one more than Tennessee. By the way, it's actually in the 3rd Saturday in October. Do you know they'd messed up the SEC schedule the past few years? And 1 year was the 4th Saturday in October. 1 year was the 2nd. It's back to actually on the 3rd Saturday in October this year.
Well, that's good at least. I think Tennessee has been struggling the last couple of weeks. Barely beat Mississippi State, barely beat Arkansas. I like Bama in this one. Let's go to USC and Notre Dame. Number 20 USC, number 13 Notre Dame.
So I just talked about, we need USC to win. Again, the college football playoff is not the barometer of success this year for Nebraska, but if we want to have any hopes, we're going to be at the bottom of the rung of all the 10-2 teams because of our not so strong strength of schedule, and we should be. And we need Notre Dame knocked out. Unfortunately, I think the Irish are going to win. I looked for I knew you were going to do this game, because who wouldn't? I looked for every reason in the world to pick USC. I just can't. I think Notre Dame's going to win, although I'm rooting for USC.
I'm in the same boat there. Let's go with the Holy War, Utah and BYU. BYU, number 15, Utah, number 23. The Utes favored by 3.5 on the road.
Dude, this is a not talked about enough rivalry. There is some legit hate within the Holy War. How ironic is that? Give me Utah. I think they're just too physical.
All right, we had our differences early in this one, but now we're settling in. We're both got Utah. Let's get to Nebraska and Minnesota then. I think it opened, opened at 5.5, got it to 8.5. Now it's at 7.5.
It was all the way up to 9.5. It shrunk back down. People got scared.
At least on ESPN, that's what it
People got
says
scared. The ESPN SEC network. Okay. Here's my score prediction. The good guys is somewhere between 30 and 45. Minnesota's somewhere between 20 and 35. Isn't that how we said we're doing score predictions from now on, earlier in the show? Nebraska 31. Good guys 31. PJ Flex boys 24.
I like that pick. I'm also going with Nebraska 34-17. Double them up.
I like your score better, honestly. I prefer your score. I just hope I'm right. All right, go Big Red, and always remember to throw the bones.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK